Okay, guys, this is where I wanted to show you here that I forgot to mention in the last part. Is that, remember I told you, we have literal facts and proof that Israel was inside of Boston, Massachusetts. Okay, here's an Israeli firm that you're all looking at that I showed you also in part 2, where they were taking a lot of interest in our tragedy of what happened inside of Boston. Well, we found out that this was not a real tragedy. It was actually a staged event. And we also found out in hardcore facts that Israel was there and was in the exact place where this event happened, and were recording and taking notes exactly as to our reactions through what they call cyber analytics, and through all these different analytics software companies that are out of Israel were all involved in what was transpiring inside of Boston, Massachusetts. And you can see right here, this is just going to show you more evidence as to that fact. Right here you have a correspondent who works for this company who admits that he was in New Jersey teaching a terror medicine course to a bunch of Jewish students. And he happened to have been there exactly in the moment when this happened. And he's admitting that he was there. Well, then also MTAX, which are also, this is another company that's in partnership with ICT, that are also in the realm of tactical medical training, and such as medical terror medicine and all this. This is where these companies are all a part of this new type of high-tech, training exercises with the use of any kind of terror tactical attacks that might be happening against Jewish forces. Nothing to do with any American citizens whatsoever, but only Jewish American citizens that live inside of the United States. Now, I want to get to the part, first of all, and before I do that, I'm going to show you this right here. These are all of these software companies that are owned by Israeli lobbyists and Israeli corporates out of Israel. And you can see all through the index of all the software companies and all of the different high-tech technologies, softwares that they are taking a lot of interest in when it comes to getting everybody into a total gridlock and locked into this gridlock around the entire planet. In other words, every citizen in this entire planet are now entered into a computer system where they analyze every movement we make by the milliseconds, every reaction we give, every facial expressions we make, and they create the scenarios by staging these scenarios in order to be able to program these scenarios into their software programs that they have created. In other words, this becomes big business for global elites around the entire world as a way of locking all of their citizens into this gridlock, but ultimately benefiting only Israel. No other country are benefiting off of these off of this software, but they get them all to buy into these softwares and make them think that it's all about their securities, but it's to lock every citizen in their countries into a controlled environment that Israel can have every eye on every citizen around the entire world. This is what we're trying to express here and show you all. Now, remember I told you we can put you all right there. We can put in Boston, and we can put you right there next to an Israeli soldier, an Israeli secret intelligence security firm right there on the grounds, and you stand right there next to him. You ready? Here we go. Israeli technology aids in deciphering Boston attacks. Okay, wow, isn't that interesting? Again, it's showing proof that they're using their software companies, that they were there. Okay, and how that they're using BriefCams, which I'm going to show you all about these BriefCams here in just a minute. You're going to get a little taste of it. If you see this, you see where it says BriefCam right here on the top. Okay, keep that in your mind as we move through this. Okay, now, Israeli high-tech firm helped capture Boston bombers. What? See, now we're getting closer and closer. We're showing you Israel was in Boston. Okay, they were there. They were the ones who used their software companies. They were studying and mitigating and analyzing our movements, our behavior by the milliseconds. Remember, I told you this is what these companies are doing, and it all benefits all Israel. Nothing to do with the American people. Okay, but the government of the United States working with Israel on spying on American people and locking them into a global grid. This is what we're trying to talk about. Now, watch carefully. You remember I told you that it's all about this. It's all about controlling everybody. But remember I told you we're going to put you right next to the Jewish soldiers in boots on the ground. This is an Israeli company called Global, CST. Okay? Remember that letter, that code name, CST, because you're going to see it right here. This is them. CST in Boston, Massachusetts. Do you see there? They're all dressed in brown. These are all Israeli soldiers from Israel and also from these software companies there to record the data and there to plant and create the bomb blast in order to be able to get a total reaction recording of our behavior to these events as a way of teaching their own people, the Jewish people, on how to react if they come under any attacks by any outsiders, such as American citizens, such as Arabs, or whoever might be trying to target these Jewish people. But nonetheless, this shows you, ladies and gentlemen, in fact, that Israel was there. There's no arguing about it. Israel benefited off of this because every company in the world that you all see in these software companies are all owned by Israel. And you have to look at all this, guys. These are all the companies that they own. Okay? And look at all the pages of software companies. 63 pages of all the software companies that are into different types of high-tech softwares that do multiple things that put you under total control. Okay? Now, look at this. Data fusions as a central component in creating intelligence. Pictures. This is all crazy, guys. These are all, this happens to be in bit systems, okay? Now, look at this. Remember I told you about the BriefCam. This right here records by every second, every millisecond, everything you do within a frame of 24 hours. It can record everywhere you are. It can record wherever you go. I'm going to show you another thing real quick, and this is going to blow your mind, okay? Software that tracks people on social media create defense firms. They use Facebook, and this company is called, hang on just a minute, let me pull down here real quick and see where it was at, the name of this company. It was called Riot, okay? The name of this software that they use is called Riot in order to track its people. Excuse me. Now, this Riot software is used together with this BriefCam. It does exactly the same thing. And then they can track every movement that you make and even get photographs of every individual person wherever you are by using Facebook, by using smartphone. They can track your most favorite places you like to go. I mean, you guys, this is off the charts control. You have never seen anything until you look at these links right here. You will see what I'm talking about. You have no idea what these people have been doing. This kind of control is no longer freedom, ladies and gentlemen. It is no longer are you a free man anymore. It is enslaving and oppressing everyone and controlling everyone into a gridlock. They are trying to form the biggest prison camp ever known to mankind, and that is a global prison. And this is what you're looking at. And it becomes big business. Look at this. Obama just recently passes a law, quietly passes this law, that strips anti-corruption provisions from Stock Act, okay? In other words, giving federal agencies the right to get involved in making profit through the stock exchange, in making trades through the stock exchange, which was against the law and completely illegal for federal employees to become, a business or a corporate power. But like we said, it becomes the new government. See, the first government, the first form of any government was religion. Then it became government, and now it's going to be called corporate government. And this is what we're looking at now happening. Okay, look right here. This is the fact sheet from the White House, Barack Obama. As you can see, manufacturing, create and investing in manufacturing interest. Okay, this is what they're talking about, guys. This is the actual bill right here, where you can see that he had passed. Okay, regarding the access to certain financial disclosures and statements of related forms. In other words, he's trying to pass a law that makes it a secret for any federal employee having to report what their earnings are, because they're not supposed to be a corporate company. They're not supposed to make only a certain budget, and that's it. And after that, they have to knock off their budget. But if they stop anyone from seeing what they're profiting off of, then you can see that this is total illegal constitutional violation. This is, again, treason, ladies and gentlemen. But these people still keep getting away with what they're doing. These people need to be locked in jail. This president needs to be locked in jail and face the highest act of the law that you can give him, because he's doing everything totally illegal, guys, against your lives. But if you don't believe me that they turn your government, your United States government, into a corporate power, then you got to look at this. Homeland Security, do business with DHS. Do business with DHS. Software companies, business initiatives, contract opportunities. You see what I'm getting at, ladies and gentlemen? It's become a big profit organization. It's nothing to do with governance, but to control everyone into a corporate powered control, locking us in that control. Here we go into this documents here. More proof showing you how Israel was involved. Out of Hoover, FBI wants massive data mining capabilities for social media. You see what I'm getting at, guys? It's all about Israeli firms locking American citizens down into this social media control through using software analytics to get us locked into it. IDF claims victory. Listen to this. This is what I'm talking about. Why else would they, boast about this? What else would they celebrate about this for? IDF claims victory in pillar over defense social media war. The only reason why they would say this, ladies and gentlemen, is because they were the ones behind the idea of locking everyone into a gridlock. Social media, ladies and gentlemen, is not just referring to United States citizens. Social media is referring to every citizen in the world that are in the gridlock of using computers and internet browsing and internet surfing. This is what they are talking about. People who are trying to retrieve information, locking us down to watching what information we're interested in and how we shop or buy, and put it all into analytics as a way of controlling on what markets to put in our way that we would be interested in buying. And all this is all about control and imprisoning us. Manipulation and use of propaganda, lying and deceiving to the public. But ladies and gentlemen, as I have said, we've now proven to you all, and you can never, no matter how hard you try, you cannot debunk this information. And you cannot debunk the fact that Israel was inside of Boston, Massachusetts. Because there they are. There's the Israeli firm that created them. Right there. The Global CST. It's right in front of your faces. Read this right here. Global CST specializes in strategic security solutions for governments, international organizations, institutional and official groups around the world. You see what I'm getting at? They were working with our government on how to control its own citizens. That shows you that Israel runs and controls America. And it shows you fact that Americans are no longer answering to American government. They're answering to Israeli American government. Okay? It's no longer America anymore. It is now United Israel. So guys, By saying that, you all take care, and I hope you enjoyed it.